Hey everyone, Kyle once again, aka Jurassic Godzilla fan. Welcome back. After doing my little tribute video to the Century Theaters, which are now closed, good times, So, but I'm also going to be doing a little bit of an update. Since today's the 1st of April, Happy April Fool's Day, People are pulling pranks on people today, Um, I just wanted to do a little update, about uh, box office bombs update, since from the start of January, and I just wanted to tell what films have been bombing badly so far, within the last 3 months. So I'm gonna give you what films are doing poorly so far this year, So let's get started. And if you recall back on my video a while back, over 3 months ago, a while back, I did a video of for future box office bombs, Um, I did a video on that video predicting what's gonna be a whole new set of box office flops of this year, 2014. I did a little down the entire year, predicting what films are gonna do so poorly here, you know. Um, and a majority of them I've been right so far. Of the ones I predicted, I've been right so far, but there's been a couple that surprised me, that I thought would bomb, but it didn't. But I'll get to that though. So let's get started. What films that I knew I was right on. So the first film I knew would be a box office flop would be The Legend of Hercules. I knew right from the bat that was going to be a flop because released at the start of January, because lot of films that were released in January that are released in January bomb badly, especially big budgeted films as well. And that was the first one. I made that previous video, Future Box Office Bombs, a day before The Legend of Hercules would come out, and I knew precisely that it would bomb badly, and I was right. And so it bombed. Legend of Hercules is bombed. It made 18. There was 18 million in the U.S. and it made 44 million worldwide on a budget of 70 million. So that was a box office bomb. It's been panned by critics, which this is also one of the similar films, like twin films, There are two Hercules films that released this year. This one was the first that bombed. Hopefully, maybe the second film, the one that stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, will do better. But I also still predict that film would bomb as well, because the budget is even much more higher than this first one here. So, but we'll get to that during the summer, though. See if I'm right or not. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. So that's the Legend of Hercules. $70 million budget, bombed badly with 44 million worldwide, especially directed by Renny Harlin, who directed Cliffhanger and Deep Blue Sea, and and then he directed The Exorcist at the beginning, that sucked, and he directed 12 Rounds, that sucked as well. But he directed a couple of good films like Deep Blue Sea and especially Cliffhanger, So yeah, that's Legend of Hercules. That was the first big box office bomb of this year, 2014. Next film that I had thought on, and I was I was mostly right. Yeah, or maybe I'm fully right because this is I would say I Frankenstein. I Frankenstein. The film is a film that stars Aaron Eckhart. Now, for a while back in 2013, I was interested about this film because Aaron Eckhart plays the Frankenstein monster. Because I like Aaron Eckhart as an actor. Never given a bad performance. And especially and it was originally going to come out in September of 2013, but then it got pushed back until January 2014. And I knew that would be a problem because any film that gets delayed or release date gets pushed back, there's always a problem. So I finally got I saw that film, and it was also the thing is though it was like Underworld. It was like Underworld, which is exactly because it was made by the producers of Underworld, and they said they wanted to do a crossover with Underworld and I Frankenstein, but beside the point. But I, I don't know about I Frankenstein, but although Aaron Eckhart, if it wasn't for Aaron Eckhart though, I don't think the film I wouldn't have liked the film though. I like Aaron Eckhart though, but I don't think he would have saved it though. But I still like Aaron Eckhart. I think he was pretty good as the Frankenstein monster though. But beside that, the film bombed badly here in the U.S. It debuted at number 6, and it also made like 18 some million here in the U.S. and on a $65 million budget, it made total worldwide like 71, I think, million worldwide. But it's still a box office. It's a big box office bomb here in the U.S. as well. It did poorly here in the U.S. So yeah, maybe did a little. I don't think it did well overseas though. But combine the total, like 71 million worldwide and a $65 million budget. That's still a box office bomb. Especially here in the U.S. It made like 18 some million worldwide. So. And then that was a film that I predicted I thought would bomb, and I would say I was right, because 18 million here in the U.S. that's a red flag right there, So that's I Frankenstein. That's another flop, another box office flop. This one I didn't say this video because I had no interest in seeing the film. I still haven't seen it. I never saw it. But it's a film called Labor Day. It stars like Kate Winslet and Josh Brolin. That's another film that opened up in January. It debuted at number 7 and had like an $18 million budget, but it made like 14 million worldwide, overall. So that was another box office flop, despite a low budget like 18 million. So there's another flop there. I didn't mention another one, but just want to say that. The next one this one I really hope to bomb. Well, it is here right now in the U.S. and it deserves it though, but it's made a lot of money overseas, And that is the stinking RoboCop remake. Yeah, the stinking RoboCop remake. That sucked. I knew it would right from a couple of years ago. I knew it would. I knew it would. I don't know. It was a $130 million budget. $130 million budget. Between that, it's bombed badly here in the U.S. and it deserves it. Like 50 or 60 some million in the U.S. But it made a lot of money overseas. I have no idea why, And I also believe that the how much money it made in the U.S. I think it made more than the original box office total overall, Well, that's a lot of bull crap, Never should have been made in the first place, There was a remake that was not needed and that was not wanted. I hoped it would bomb badly. It is in the U.S., which I'm glad about, but it shouldn't have made a lot of money overseas. So total, yeah, total worldwide, it made like, it was like 240 some million worldwide, I think. This also just pisses me off, and it made so much money overseas. Doesn't deserve it whatsoever. It bombs, yeah, it bombs badly here in the U.S., but which I'm really glad about. But overseas, this just pissed me off at how much made that much money overseas, you know. So I was half right. So, but not fully. There's a major that also upsets me. Next one, another film that I didn't mention that fell with bomb. I never saw it, so Winter's Tale. Winter's Tale, stars Colin Farrell. You know, that film I didn't know that film would bomb badly as well. You know, Winter's Tale was really a fantasy drama film. You know, it stars Colin Farrell, and it was also the directorial debut for Akivia Goldsman. He was a writer and producer on a lot of films, you know. But this is his first film directing, and it bombed badly. On a budget of 60 million, it doesn't make money overseas, it's just in the U.S. So it just made a mediocre 12 million. Mediocre 12 million in the U.S. and that's it. On a budget of 60 million. Opening at number 7. That was a major flop as well. So Winter's Tale. Next one. This one I knew a bomb. Pompei. Pompei. That was directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. Who directed good films in the 90s, you know, that I really did enjoy, that I absolutely love, you know. I love Mortal Kombat. I love Event Horizon, you know. And I really do enjoy Soldier with Kurt Russell. His only major hit in the 90s was Mortal Kombat, but Soldier and Event Horizon, those are flops, which I don't understand why, because I absolutely do enjoy those two films. Mostly Event Horizon. I absolutely love Event Horizon. I like Death Race. I like the Death Race remake, the one that stars Jason Statham. I like that film. That's pretty much about it. I am not a fan of the Resident Evil films. I am not a fan of the Resident Evil films. He didn't direct Resident Evil 2 and 3 though, but he directed 1, 4, and 5, and I think he's directing number 6, an upcoming number 6 one. And I'm also not a fan of the Three Musketeers reboot. You know, I'm not a fan of that film either. It's been with the set that he's been directing. I have no interest I have no interest in. Think that was the thing. Other than the Death Race remake that was made this time right now, except for the ones in the 90s, I'm not interested in Paul W.S. Anderson anymore. And Pompei did not look that interesting to me either. So. But if I ever do get a look at it, maybe it'll surprise me or not though. But from what I saw in the trailer, you know, didn't interest me. Yeah, you got some noble names like Emily Browning, you know, from the Series of Unfortunate Events and Sucker Punch, and Kiefer Sutherland, you know. But I just have no interest in seeing it, and I knew before it was released, I knew it would bomb because it cost $100 million, you know. I always made a prediction of any film that cost over $100 million, and especially the ones that cost over $200 million, I knew hopefully knew would bomb though. But mostly films that cost over $200 million, you know. But there have been a lot of films that cost over $100 million between 100 and 200. I know their films have been successes, so. Not every film that costs over $100 million, I would say, would bomb though. But I would say though, but especially if that's released early in the year, yeah, I knew it would bomb. And Pompei did. Pompei cost over $100 million, and it's made a mediocre $22 million in the U.S. and overall it's made 83 million. So there's another big box office bomb right there. Another big box office bomb. So Pompei, flop. A film that I mentioned in my previous video, but I was thinking it would flop though because it cost 110 million. But since it was due to and this is a sequel and it was due to the popularity of the first film that was a big success, you know. I have some concerns though, but I was gonna say just for the sake of it though, but 300: Rise of an Empire, which I thought was a prequel, but which I said in the video, I thought it was a prequel though, but it turns out it's really a sequel. Because the title threw me off. Rise of an Empire, I thought it meant a prequel, you know, but it's a sequel. I just said the film I thought it would flop though, but it's not. So I was completely wrong on there. So what? Yeah, it's a hit. So, but it's making much less than what the first film did, you know. So so I'm not saying more. 300: Rise of an Empire is not a flop. It's not. So moving on. Next one. I didn't even mention this film, but for the Veronica Mars that stars Kirsten Bell, who voiced Anna in Frozen. This film had a $6 million budget and is made there's no money overseas, just in the U.S. Has a $6 million budget and has made $3 million. It opened up at number 11. And so that film, even with a small budget like $6 million, it's still bombed with $3 million, you know. Man, unbelievable. Now this one I thought would bomb because this one I thought it would. Because I mentioned it was like almost like in the same realm or universe with ones of the previous films like last year, you know, like Beautiful Creatures and The Host, you know. And that is Divergent. Now Divergent, like I said, I thought it would be a flop though. But to my surprise, the film was a major hit, surprisingly, you know. Had a budget of 85 million. And to my surprise, when I found out it was a big hit over the weekend, that surprised me. And since when I noticed it had a big opening over the weekend, I was like, yeah, that's not gonna flop. That's gonna do very well. Which surprised me, you know. I think right now it's almost making 100 million in the U.S. alone, you know. So yeah, that film I thought was gonna flop though, but it proved me wrong. Big opening, 54 million over the opening weekend, and it's not a flop. It's a box office success, surprisingly to me, you know. Especially it's directed by Neil Burger, who directed Limitless, which I really did enjoy with Bradley Cooper, you know. I liked Limitless, and he directed this film Divergent, and had a big opening. So there is my first film that I consider that I was wrong on, what I thought would be a flop, which is not, and that's Divergent. Box office success, not a flop. So, and I didn't mention this film because at the time I didn't know what was the cost of this film, but I knew it looked like a big budget film though. But now I know. And that was the new film with Russell Crowe that just came out this weekend, Noah. the film, the new version tale of Noah's Ark. Um, and there was like a. I said I didn't mention this film because I didn't know at the time. I didn't know what its budget was. But when I look at it now, I thought it would bomb, but it had like I think it was like 125 to 160 million, and it made #1 over the weekend. Well, 43 million, and the combined total with it overseas like also 90-some million. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure because it just came out over the weekend, so it's hard for me to say. But hopefully, later when it's close to being done at the box office, maybe I'll. But I have to find out. But it's just the start of it. So with the modest opening over the weekend of 40-some million in combined total so far. This one I would say was a little bit. I have to wait on to judge if it's a flop or not, though. So I have to wait on this one, but I just want to say Noah may or may not, but I have to wait on it though. Now, also that came out on the same weekend as Noah, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger's newest film, Sabotage, which I originally thought I didn't think at all. That film is now another bomb here in the U.S. It also debuted #7 with 5 million over the weekend. I think it had a budget of 35 million. The films that Arnold Schwarzenegger, his films he made like 3 films he made. That was The Last Stand, Escape Plan, and now this film. Did very poorly here in the U.S. and you know, I enjoy The Last Stand. Like I said, I enjoy The Last Stand, and I'm still not happy at how that film turned out, how that box office wise, because it was released in January, so it didn't do well. Arnold Schwarzenegger's big return, and that didn't do well. That I thought I would hoped. I thought it was going to be a big success, but it turns out it wasn't. And then Escape Plan, which absolutely sucked. It was waiting a while for Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger to do a film together. And they blew it. Making a very boring, drag-on film. Especially a boring prison escape. And didn't do well here in the U.S., but Escape Plan did much more better overseas though, but it didn't matter. Made like 20-some million in the U.S. and but made like 100-some million overseas though, combined total worldwide. It was like 140-some million, but still didn't do well here in the U.S. though. And now his newest film, Sabotage, also with one of their cast members, Terrence Howard and Sam Worthington. That film is now currently bombing here in the U.S. I don't know what was it with Schwarzenegger, and he comes back to acting and all. His new film, the films he's been doing now, it's been box office performance wise, it's been crap. I don't understand. I haven't seen Sabotage yet though, but so I can't judge on that film yet though, but just box office wise, why it's another of his newest films after returning to acting, not doing well. I don't know why. So that's another currently box office bomb here in the. Well, it currently is right now though, but I don't think it's not gonna make back its budget though. So that's Sabotage. So so far that's your update of box office bomb update. Of what films I said So like I said, majority of them I was right on. Majority of the films I've said I was right on that I knew would be box office flops. Couple of them have surprised, like a couple of them surprised, surprised that was a hit, like Divergent, One of them was mixed on, like Noah, which I don't know if it's gonna be a big flop or not. Have to wait and find out. So that's from the past 3 months. So maybe but it won't be long. Maybe I'll do another update sometime down the road, for the next couple of months, So, but I know for a fact that the newest film, as always, that I knew was gonna be a major hit. That's Captain America: The Winter Soldier. No doubt that's gonna be a major hit, Absolutely without a doubt. That's gonna be a major hit. Although, like I said, I have a little bit concerns because it's directed by two guys who directed the comedy film You, Me, and Dupree, But I like the first Captain America. I think I should like this film, but just saying though. So that's my my box office bomb update, So thanks for watching. Take care, and hopefully another time I'll do another box office bomb update on what films are gonna do poorly. Just got to wait and see. So thanks for watching. Take care, and stay tuned for the next movie review. Later.